Hello and welcome to the video. I'm going to show you a few ways that you can make some interesting outfits and accessories using things that you already have lying around the house. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to make a spring style vest. So we're going to start by cutting off the sleeves. You don't have to be too neat about it. And then once we've cut off both of the sleeves, we're going to turn the shirt round and we're going to cut around the neckline. I've also cut up the side of the shirt on both sides so that it's one big length of fabric with a hole in the middle. I'm going to stretch out the armholes to create a kind of curved effect on the side of the sleeves, which is going to take away those raw edges from where we've cut the fabric. And that is essentially our finished vest. The next thing we're going to make is a braided headband. I'm going to cut off the hemline because that's not going to help us out, and then I'm going to cut 3 strips. They can be as thick as you like. I've gone for quite thick, just right across the t-shirt. Then I'm going to stretch them out so that the fabric curls up, and we've got 3 lengths of yarn. I'm going to tie those onto a bobble, all in the same place so that they're bunched together. And then once that's done, I'm going to continue to braid all 3 pieces into a simple braid. Once you've finished your braid, just tie the other end of your fabric to the bobble. Obviously I was a little bit fingers with thumbs for that last bit, but it's easy. And that's our final braid. Okay, so the next thing we made was this kind of Celtic knot style bracelet. We started off with a little bit of sleeve from a t-shirt and we cut that into 3 strips. Once we have our 3 strips, we just stretch that out as we've done in the other items. And then fold those pieces in half. To begin the knot, I folded one piece into a kind of fish shape and then folded another over the top of it. I then laid it so that one of the ends went over and one of the ends went under. The next step was to feed one of the ends through and do an under, over and under with the final piece. Then we just pull our knot alternating which length we pull until it's all nice and secure. And that's pretty much the final look for the bracelet. The final step was to just snip off the ends so that it was all even length, and then sew opposing pieces together. I found that one of the neatest ways to do this was to wrap one end into the other slightly and then sew the pieces together. Once that's completed, we have a wearable bracelet that's taken 5 minutes to make and cost us absolutely nothing. The next thing we're going to make is a t-shirt yarn scarf. So the first thing we're going to do is trim the bottom of the t-shirt, making sure there's no side seams on the t-shirt that you choose. We're then going to fold this in half, leaving about 1 inch at the top, and we're going to cut strips about 1 inch thickness, cutting all the way through that top layer but not through the bottom. Once we've done that, we can stretch out all the little bits of fabric. Once we get to this stage, if we cut the bottom line on a diagonal and then cut across diagonally each strip, we can create a ball of t-shirt yarn. Otherwise, we keep this all connected and we can create a yarn necklace, like this one. The next thing we're going to make is a cushion cover. Now there's 2 different ways of doing this. We can do the sewn method or we can do the no sew method. We're going to do a bit of both in this one, so you have to make sure that you leave around 1 inch gap around the edges. We're just using a cushion that we already have to measure up the size, and then cut out that square. Once you have your square cut out, you need to turn it inside out so that the front and back are facing each other. We're then going to cut about half an inch to 1 inch thickness, little lines all the way down. I have no idea why I started in the middle, but whatever works. Obviously, if you're not going to do any stitching on this cushion, you can do this all the way around. But as I'm going to stitch the top and the bottom of the cushion, I'm just going to do the 2 sides. Stretch out your little pieces of fabric so that they curl up and you don't see those hard edges. So I just turned it inside out, stitched the top and the bottom, and then tied up, just using normal knots, all the frayed edges to seal up my cushion. The next thing we have is an apron that you can make from just any old shirt that you have lying around. So with your shirt fastened up like it normally would be worn, lay it out flat, and then we're just going to cut the bottom half off the shirt, just kind of under the breast pocket. We're then going to turn the shirt over so that it's lying buttons down, and we're going to cut just a little section out of the back. We still want it to fit round us but not cover all the way. Don't forget to leave a little bit of a seam allowance as well if you're going to sew up the edge and neaten it up a little bit. I'm going to use strips from the collar and some of the button strips to create a simple belt which will fasten using the buttons that already exist. I even cut some of the buttons off the actual shirt from the button down section, and I just folded it over slightly, left a bit of a seam allowance and tidied it up with the sewing machine. So obviously this looks a little bit rough and ready at the moment, but it can be all tidied up in the sewing machine, or you can sew it by hand. And this is the finished apron. I will point out that my iron is broken at the moment, so all of these things are very creased. This next one is probably my favourite one, and that is using old clothes, old t-shirts and pyjama bottoms to create teddy bears. So all I've done is I've got a pair of old marble pyjama bottoms and I've got my pattern printed and ready to go. All I need to do is trace around it, leave about a centimetre, maybe half an inch of seam allowance. Then we cut all of our pieces out, like so. And I have some little teddy bear noses and some little teddy bear eyes. Obviously you can make these with felt or you can stitch them. Anything you can stuff it with, so we've got little bits of recycled fabric, we've got some old stuffing and any offcuts from the other projects that we've completed. And this is one teddy bear that I created with these fabrics, but you can create any depending on the pattern that you have. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you feel inspired to recycle any old clothes and materials that you have lying around your house, and please feel free to leave a comment below and let me know what you've made.